I've read that RAICES has mentioned before that the immigration system feels like a maze to keep people out, right? Can you walk us through an example of how bureaucracy or a policy intentionally creates barriers?
Yes. Gosh, which one to pick? I think probably one of the ones that's my favorite or easiest for people to understand is that to apply for an employment authorization.
An EAD.
That's an EAD, that's right. To get a work permit, you have to pay, right? But you can't work before you have the work permit.
That's a good example.
So how do you do that? And you can't really waive that in many applications. So you have to have the money just somehow magically.
Right.
So I think that's a really good example.
That is. And so, right, for some people that have support systems in the U.S. that may have generations of family, right, they might get that extra hand up.
Right.
But somebody that's coming in alone that literally has nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then they're trying to get a work permit to work, right, and to pay taxes.
Right. Many people without work permits do pay taxes. But yeah, people want to be able to contribute. They want to be able to build a life. And it just is a test of proximity to privilege to a degree to require them to have $385, $400 some odd dollars just sitting around before they have the authorization to work.
Yeah. No, it's catch-22, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, it's a good example. And then there's an argument being floated right now on the other side that says our immigration system is too lax, right? And that it's not a maze and it's not too difficult. In fact, it's too easy. And one of the policies that's often talked about is catch and release, right? It's the idea that people come in, and I believe if they have like a sponsor or something like that, they're released with a notice to appear, and then are supposed to come back to a court hearing, right? And then there's also the idea that we have a more family-based green card and immigration system versus other countries where it's more employment based and you're applying on merits of education and like work skills and that sort. What do you say to that and that?
Well, I mean, my immediate response is to absolutely reject that out of hand, right? If you're calling what we do in our immigration system catch and release, I think that means you know more about fishing than you do about immigration. I mean, not to be too glib, but I would really invite those people to sit down and learn more about the family-based immigration system before saying that it's easy to navigate. There are a lot of myths out there and oversimplifications about how the process works. It is complicated on purpose as a guardrail, and you can take that however you want, but it is not easy, right? And people who come to the United States and declare that they want to apply for asylum in front of a judge are doing exactly what immigration law tells them to do. So I think that it is just a false premise to say anything about the immigration system is easy.
Yeah. And I've read too that 8 out of 10 people that arrive don't fit into the narrow categories of asylum that we have.
Yes.
And that, for example, other countries that have adopted more broader interpretations of what asylum is. The Cartagena Declaration, I think, is one of the ones in Central America that allows for, a more, I guess, up-to-date and modern approach to asylum. And so people arrive and it's very narrow what the categories they fit into, right?
It's a very narrow door opening that is closing a little bit every day, I would say. It is very difficult to get asylum in this country. And I think that anybody who thinks that the way that people have to apply for asylum is easy, again, they just really have never seen an asylum application or been through that.